Hello, I'm Dennis McDonald. I'm your host today. This is A1 Electronics, A1 Telephone Service and Repair, and we're working on a Texaco Fire Chief hat that is a child's toy from the 50s and 60s. There was a speaker that went in under the T here, and it was amplified, had a microphone, and so anyway, we've been working on a circuit for a guy up in Canada named Jack, and we've built a couple of different ones. This is one of the last circuits that we have built, and the problem with the circuit is this is the old equipment here. All they had was a speaker. They had a single transistor here and a transformer and a microphone, and the microphone is very similar to a T1 on a telephone, the transmitter, and it's a little different impedance, but it just never, this circuit never lasted. It would give out. The transistor would short out because it took on some heat. Every time you'd key up the mic, the transistor would get hot, and so very few of these ever really work. If they still work, they won't work for very long. If they're starting to be used, they won't work for very long. They always gave out. It was not a very good circuit design, and so now what we're trying to do is get away from that. We built some circuits that we thought we wanted to use a T1, like a transmitter capsule out of a telephone, because that's pretty close what this is. Pretty similar, and it just doesn't make for a good circuit. You can't. There's too much variance, is what I guess I'm trying to say, when you try to build a circuit for this, because we did get rid of that old transformer and transistor. We stuck with a T1 voice capsule, or this old mic here. We tried to do something with it, but them circuits just don't, there's just too much variance in them, and they don't work out very well. So anyway, we just decided that the best thing to do is get rid of that old type circuit altogether and get something that was a little more stable. And what we have here is, you're going to hear some music. This is for people who work on electronics, they're kind of like hobbyists and stuff. I want to show you something here. Anytime you work on an amplified circuit, they can oscillate. Hear that music? Well, I soldered one side of this capacitor onto the microphone. See that? And if I take that capacitor away from that microphone, you're going to get an oscillation. And I'm going to move it right now, and you'll hear some music.
Mom, are you a big Jonas Brothers fan? Oh, I have to be. There's no choice.
Okay. Or you'll hear a radio station.
I think you're going to receive it. Oh, I'm happy for her. Congrats. Guys, that's awesome. Look at Joe Bros right now. That's just the way we roll on radio.
So basically, once the capacitor's across the microphone, it gets rid of the oscillation. So I'm just trying to show people that you can get rid of that oscillation if you know what to do, and you do the right thing, and you use the right components. Okay. And so anyway, this is the microphone that we're going to use, and it is actually a receiver capsule. The circuit was built with the intent that we were going to use a receiver capsule out of a cordless phone. They're pretty readily available, and they're going to stand up better than an electric mic would, and that's why we're using it. And it isn't uncommon to use a receiver capsule for a microphone. They are in some circuits. Anyway, that's the way we designed it, and it's more stable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other problem that we were having with the old circuit was every time you change the speaker, this is an 8 ohm speaker, but every time you put a different speaker in it that was 8 ohm, it would sound different, or if you used a different voice coil or capsule, it would sound different. And this is more stable. This microphone here with this circuit is more stable. This is another circuit that we built that just got out of hand. It was a little too much, and it just kind of got out of hand, so we abandoned it for this circuit over here. And so anyway, this is a little more stable circuit. You can change the speaker and not have to worry about the variance and it sounding different every time you know, because they're going to be using this circuit, and you want to be able to use different things with it. So I'm going to try to show you if this is what it sounds like if you're tapping on it. And if you take the power off, so you can see that it's got a pretty good amplification to it. I just want to get this speaker back on. I'm trying to do this all one-handed, so it kind of makes it a little difficult. Okay, this is the front of the this is a circuit that we're using right now, and consists of some capacitors, some resistors, and an IC chip. This was the other circuit, which just kind of got out of hand, and so we kind of thinned it out a little bit over here and built it a little differently. So you can see the size of the two, they're a little different. This one was getting too big. See, because what we got to do is we got to get that circuit inside the speaker encasement. See, the circuit's going to fit in this encasement, and then the speaker fits in there. And as you can see, by the time the speaker is in there, there's not going to be that much room. So we don't have a lot of room for a lot of circuitry. And this is for a friend of ours up in Canada that we're designing this circuit for. And he's seen a lot of what we are already talking about on another video, a previous video. And this is more for people who are that like to do hobby, you know, electronics or build little things. We design stuff all the time here because we're in electronics, but you know, this is kind of showing people that, yeah, you can build a little amplifier and you can make it work, and so we're just kind of doing this more or less for them, and to show Jack that we are working on a circuit for him and that we have something that we think that we might release to him, because you know, sometimes this stuff takes time, and you got to test all the aspects. But anyway, I'm going to shut the video down now. We're about at our 10-minute limit, and you can get us at www.a1-telephone.com. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. I don't know. We're going to do a few more as we go along, and hopefully you enjoyed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. And so we're going to shut the video down, and goodbye now. Thank you.